My name's Matthew Wilson. I am a Dallas firefighter with the Dallas Fire Department. I'm married to Brittany Wilson. I have a son, older son named Hunter. He's 5 years old, and I have a younger son named Blake. He is a forever 2.5-year-old. And the Lord has blessed us with a beautiful daughter named Lily. She was born 2 months ago. I was sitting on the couch, I was on my phone, and 2:30 went by, and I usually expect a phone call from Brittany, and she called me right at 2:30, and it was the worst phone call I've ever had. She called and told me that they were doing CPR on Blake at the Parents Day Out daycare where he attended every Tuesday and Thursday, and Brittany was a teacher there. She was right across the hall. She called me to hurry and get up there. So I jumped off the couch and just ran to my car. And just while I was driving to the church, I never really prayed to God. But this time I prayed for God to, heal my boy. And when I made it there, I see my son on the ground with my wife, just in pain. And so I go over there to my wife and comfort her while the staff was doing CPR on Blake. And the paramedics arrived, the fire department arrived. When we got there, I finally saw Blake. And it just didn't feel real. It just didn't feel real. And they were doing CPR on him, and the doctor was explaining what was going on, and she said they've been doing CPR on him for the past 2.5 hours. And they tried their best, and then they told me that they're gonna have to call it. And when they called it, my life, I just didn't know what to do. And I was lost. I didn't even know how to pray. I didn't know God. And our son was over at our neighbor's house, and the first thing he asked me was, "Where's Blakey?" And I told him I'll let you know when we get home, and we had to break the news to him, and that's something you never want to do as a parent. Tell your son that their brother died. And I knew about Jesus. I knew how to get saved. I just chose not to. I chose to do what I want in the past. I chose to drink and have fun and not do the things that Christians do. And that night, for some reason, I remembered the prayer. I went into my closet. I had worship music on, and I told God just to come into my life and to save me, to open my eyes. And I repented of my sins and told him just to cleanse me and to help me do his will, and just to help me follow him and to be more like him. And I got up out of that closet just the day after my son passed, and I actually had a joy in my heart. Throughout the year, Brittany and I, we've been grieving, and we both started grieving in separate paths. She stayed in the in the downstage, still depressed, and and I started just to kind of go the other route. So we had a hard time with that, just kind of coming together. And I was hesitant at first, and then she talked me into it. We found other couples that were experiencing the same feelings as we were, you know, the being mad at God, not understanding why, and just things that you were thinking about but you would never tell anybody, and that was very comforting to know that these people had the same feelings as we did. They helped answer a lot of questions for us that we were actually lost. So throughout this whole year, God has helped me get through it. I've had my ups and downs. I haven't, had joy the whole way, but He's helped me get through the times where I needed Him most.